So worldwide, over the past century, people have become more and more reliant on cars, automobiles to get around. But over the last decade, that started to change. The number of people who drive, who use cars, is dropped significantly. And in cities like in New York and in London and in Rome, the city itself is encouraging this because they're putting in bike paths, they're putting together better metro systems, and it has benefits for both the city and the people living there. So there's over 1 million people that are killed each year worldwide in car accidents. Of course, that's bad. And there are also, of course, many, many more who are injured. And as people become more and more reliant on their phones and tablets, then distracted driving has become a huge issue. And then that's on top of things like drunk driving and things like that have already been issues for a very long time. And so other things have been issues like for a very long time, including price. It's really expensive. Thank you. It's really expensive to own a car, and if you are somebody who's living in like Los Angeles, you don't really have another option to get around, but that could really also seriously affect you financially. But then even Los Angeles has started to change that, and they just put in a big bus system, which I found very surprising when I learned it. And then another city which also has made a big changes in that is Hong Kong, where they put in some very serious laws regarding car emissions, and they've done a lot to encourage people they are driving to use cleaner cars, mostly there. Because 35%, next point, 35% of emissions is caused by cars, which is a lot, and that causes global warming. It causes air pollution. I'm sure if you've ever seen a picture of Hong Kong, there's usually a layer of smog on top of it. And it also exacerbates at least, illnesses like lung cancer, like asthma, like colds. So those are all things that they're trying to change. The health of people is also affected because you're not moving at all. You only need to look at the traffic at Istanbul, in Istanbul to figure that out. And even if the only thing you do the entire day is you walk 10 minutes to work, and then you sit at work all day, and then you walk 10 minutes back, and then you sit at home, then that's 20 minutes more of doing things, of moving, than you would have had before. Even if your life is that slow, then that's something that you're getting. And the other thing that's really important about you being out in the world is that you improve the economy, you learn about your neighborhood, and you see what's there, what cafes are there, what's good that's there. And there are lots of times that I'm on the metro and I would give anything to just be isolated in my own world. But the truth is that it really does help people out a lot to do that. And also it's important to remember that cars are really, really helpful. If you have young children, I have a sister who has 2 kids under 3. I mean, I can't imagine taking them on the bus. If you are going very long distance, if you're going late at night in a bad neighborhood, those are all places where having a car is of incredible importance and can help people out a lot. But it's the way people use it. It's when every single day, every time you go anywhere, that you're getting into your car. If you are an able-bodied person and you are going to the store to to get something really like to buy a tube of toothpaste, your city should be set up in order to help you. So you don't need to get into a car, you don't need to look for parking, you don't need to pay for any of this. And I first became interested in this when, where I was living in Boston, there was a debate about whether or not to install something that's basically equivalent to the Metro bus. And some people had very strong feelings that this is going to be construction and it's going to be noisy and it's going to be awful, it's going to cost a lot of money. And other people had really strong feelings that this is really going to help people. Not everybody can afford to get around, and this is going to be, it's much faster, you can zoom by the traffic there. And so I went to a debate on this, and it was the first time I'd really thought about it. And so the thing I want to bring home is that owning cars can be a huge help, but we really need to change the way we do it so that they're being used in a smarter way.